السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. مرحبا بكم أيها الطلاب الكرام. سنبدأ اليوم بالدرس الرابع الجزء الرابع. Welcome back everybody. It's been quite some time. I hope you guys had a wonderful break and I hope you've been reviewing and studying. Today we're going to take lesson 4, part 4. And last we left off, it was on question number 7, I believe. أياسر في المطبخ. Let's go ahead and begin. If you look up here, we have the Ismul Istifham, or as they say, Adatul Istifham, either one. Ayasirun fil matbakhi. Okay, and that's a question. You should be quite familiar with the use of a or hal or ma or mada to ask a question. Here, ayasirun is yasir. Fil matbakh. And I want you guys to pay attention to fi. This is harfu jar. And whatever comes after it is going to be Ism Majroor. Did this confuse you guys? I expected it to. This is just a way that you write quickly. That's a meme. Oh yeah. Roor. Okay, don't get hung up about that. Also, this might confuse you. This right here, it's just a quicker way for you to write. Give it a try. When you're writing right now, let's make a little space over here. Do this one. I want you guys to work on this scene. This scene saved me a lot of time because having to do those 3 marks takes a little bit of time. So, start from, if this was the line where you write, right? You're going to start kind of from the bottom and just go up like that. You make like a small backward curve. And you make another line straight. And here, you just bring it down, bring it back around. And you have your word. It's quite easy. That's why I keep telling you guys, get used to drawing your letters instead of writing them. Ism Majroor. When there's a harf jar, and the word after that is going to be a noun. There's no verbs after the harf jar. Okay? It's going to make that word end in the majroor state, which means it's going to end with a kasra. Okay? If it doesn't have alif and lam, it'll end with a kasratain. If it's a mamnu' min as-sarf, it will end with a fatha instead of a kasra. And we'll discuss that when we get to it. But for now, vocabulary, build your vocabulary, practice your words. Here we say, ayasirun fil matbakhi. Is yasir in the matbakh? Let me bring this up here. So I don't always have to lean over and check this out. Okay, number 7, that's page 22, by the way. I should have told you guys at the beginning. Number 8, man fil ghurfati. Another ismu istifham, man. Not to be confused with the ism jar, min. 2 separate words. If I say, man ant, who are you? That makes sense. If you switch out men and you put min there, min ant, you've changed the sentence completely because of one little haraka. Men is who. Min is from. You can't say from you. You know, even if you did say from you, like if this gift was from you, it's not said by min anta Because when min comes, it's going to change this right here. And when we get to men, we'll talk about it. So for right now, men is who? Men fil ghurfa, who is in the room? What haraka do we put on the ghurfa? Do we say ghurfatu? Do we say ghurfati? What do we put on there? ماذا نضع على كلمة الغرفة? What do we place on the word al-ghurfa? What do we place at the end? Because the harf jar is there, we're going to place a kasra. Next, we get to number 9. وَمَنْ فِي الْحَمَّامِ. Let's remove that, or what this on the board. And we add wa there. And you guys might be familiar with wa, you might not, but this is how you say and. There's actually multiple ways of saying and in the Arabic language. For now, this is the way you say and. Wa. Man. In your mind, I need you to start hearing in Arabic and understanding in Arabic. Don't do this. For this wa, don't go like this. Wa men. I guess we'll make it like men, the man. Don't do this to your brain because you'll always be thinking in 2 steps. Whenever you hear an Arabic word, you're not going to hear or see this up here. You're going to see these. And you're going to harm yourself if you start your Arabic learning that way. And that's why we told you guys, when it comes to grammar, I'm going to try not to always bring in the English grammar into it. Because sometimes they're the same, sometimes they're not. But you don't want to have to learn two grammar types. Wa men, here we go. Wa men, what is the meaning of wa? And men, who? Fi al, remember, just draw it. Al-hammam. What's over here? I can't remember. Maybe our online viewer can. Kasra. وَمَنْ فِي الْحَمَّامِ. And because the question or the sentence ends, when we speak, we end it with a sukoon. But when it's written, the kasra is there. So when you speak and your sentence ends, you say fil hammam, but it's actually fil hammami. Okay? You have to make sure that you're aware of that. Number 10. ماذا على المكتب. ماذا على المكتب. We've taken ma before. For example, masmuka. Ma separately, ismuka. Sin, mim, not a ayn. Ayn can't look like that at the middle of the word. See, if you look closely, you might think it's a ayn. It's not. Okay? Masmuka. What is your name? Okay? Mada is usually used for verbs that come after, but not all the time. Mada taf'al. Mada is ma plus the. Where else did we see the? We've seen it in hada. If you take away this hat is used to get somebody's attention. You know, in English, when we say, hey, you, we say, hey. That's all that hat was. It's there to get somebody's attention. The actual way you say this is the. So when you put ma and the together, it means what is this? Taf'al, you are doing. We haven't taken verbs, but that's a sentence you should store away for later. So here, ماذا is usually used for verbs after it, and a lot of times Ism Majroor comes after it. I'm sorry, Harf Jar comes after it. So you'll say ماذا على, as in the sentence, al-maktabi. What is this on the desk? Can you substitute ma for ماذا and just say ما على المكتب? It's possible, yeah, you could do that also. So a lot of times you'll see that they're interchangeable, but you'll find that ماذا is usually, there's usually a ism jar or harf jar after it, or a verb. That's usually the more formal way that it's being used. And as for ma, there's usually a noun right after it, but at the same time, the harf jar can be used after it. So they're mostly interchangeable, but there are some subtle differences between the two. Let's go ahead and look at this last tamreen. ماذا على السرير. Same thing. ماذا على السرير. I went ahead and wrote that this time, but don't be surprised if you see me do this. There's nothing there, but really, it's a scene. Okay? And you've seen how much faster that was. ماذا. ما معنى ماذا? أسألكم. I am asking you. ما معنى, what is the meaning of ماذا? You would say ماذا معناه. It has the word معنى plus who. Its meaning, what is this? What is this? على, on, the سرير. What's سرير? We're going to go ahead and stop here. Oh, you guys thought I was going to tell you, huh? No. You guys should know it by now because it's one of your old words. I'm not telling you. If you don't know it, go back and read your old letters or look at your notes. Nah, it'd be pretty cruel. It means bed. Sarir means bed. But review your letters, review your notes, review everything that you've been studying so you can build your vocabulary and move on. ماذا على السرير. حرف جر. Ism Majroor. This is a preposition. Here is going to be a Ism Majroor ending with Kasra. Barakallah fikum wa jazakumullah khair. As always, make dua. Allahumma allimna ma yanfa'una wa anfa'na bima 'allamtana wa zidna ilman wa ila al-liqa. Assalamu alaikum.